Hello, brothers and sisters. We're gonna go for a walk. My name's Cameron, and if you haven't seen my channel before, nice to meet you. What's up? So, this is about the Russian ban. It happened. Last week I did a video on my thoughts, and if you haven't seen that, there's gonna be a link in the description, so please check that out. But basically, summing it up is because of how they're programmed, mentally programmed into thinking that prophecy is going to come true, it's going to work backwards and fuel the next, fuel their thoughts on, hey, prophecy's happening. Because I know when I was a Jehovah's Witness, I grew up 20 plus years on my way to Bethel, that's what I would have thought. So, I was against it. You know, in my mind, you know, if I let myself get bitter and angry and think about all of the horrible things that the organization does, murdering people for the blood belief, taking away your childhood, your identity, trying to fit you into a box, all of those things are terrible, like absolutely terrible, and rightfully so. But the problem that I'm worried about that we're going to run into, especially with the Russian ban, is that I really, really hope that the government does it the right way. Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of YouTube JW vloggers talking about, you know, are they for it, are they against it, and then there's some bashing and hate going on, which I really hate to see, because we should try to be as united as we can. But I get it, there's going to be differences in thought and ideas. It's okay. That's why we are here to discuss things. That's totally fine. And I apologize if there's any noise or wind. I'm actually in a very pretty park right next to a freeway doing a very quick vlog. But if you bear with me, this is a good topic to talk about with everybody. My main concern is, obviously, you know, us as JW vloggers, we're making a movement together. We're making impact. Things are happening. Obviously, there's things that are going on in the Jehovah's Witness group where there's only a 2% increase in the last couple of years. So the word is out. If that makes you feel any better, it makes me feel great to know that the word is out, that this crazy stuff is happening. Crazy things are happening. And my main thing is the Russian government going to do it in the right way? Chances are probably not. The Russian government this is not the first time they've banned Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're doing it again. So I just really, really hope that, you know, now that it's happening, that, you know, no Jehovah's Witnesses are killed, raped, beaten, their homes aren't taken from them, or anything of that nature where they're treated improperly. Because number one, that's going to ingrain that their brainwashing that they've been taught is going to be okay, and that, you know, Jehovah will remember me in the new system, and that this is okay, and this was supposed to happen, even though it's unfortunate. Jehovah will never forget. So I really hope the Russian government, or anyone who has ties, if you're watching and you're watching this video, please treat it with care. These people are, and number one, I'm sure you've seen the videos. I'll try to link them or play some footage or something, where they're protesting peacefully, they're showing up to court. This is the thing that's happening. I am happy that they are making it clear on the reasons why they were labeled as an extremist group, and not just they're banned extremist group because of the mention, you know, murdering kids, taking away holidays, it's a very extremist idea of murdering people because of a blood belief that isn't even scriptural. It's a misrepresentation of scripture. So in my mind, that, you know, that makes sense why they would be labeled as an extremist group. They may not be outwardly as aggressive as like ISIS, but and I'm glad that they made that clear, that inwardly they are very, very destructive to their members. So that's what I wanted to kind of talk about. And I just hope that the Russian government is kind with these people, provide some education on the reasons why, because there are going to be people that wake up. The society does not like to admit it, and does not like to talk about defectors very much. I remember growing up hearing World War II stories. I knew some people that were thrown into prison for their beliefs in the Nazi concentration camps, or I grew up in some of my congregations. A couple of elders went through that, and the comments they would make were, you know, well, the people that defected, they gave up their hope. And they not only gave up their hope, but they also turn their back on Jehovah. And that was the wording and the reasoning back then. And growing up like that, it makes total sense. So I just hope that they do it in the right way. Do I have any say over it? Does the rest of the JW community over YouTube have any say over it? Not really. But there's still a really. So the positive is our voices are being heard. People are watching. People are commenting. People are spreading the word. There's websites that are up. There's Facebook groups that are up. We're generating the content. We're generating the media, and our voices are being heard. I'm more on the side of, I would like to be heard peacefully, because I know how it's going to look to other HJW members, and mainly my friends and family. I even had a friend that I grew up with who completely wrote me off email me recently. If you're watching, excuse me. If you're watching, hi. And then he was all excited that he found out that I was, an ex-JW, and I knew what I was talking about. And then less than a week later, he emailed me back that he went to the elders and confessed to them, and now he's afraid of losing and damaging his family, and all the research, they brainwashed him and said all the research he was doing was damaging and negative towards his family, and it would destroy his family. So he's now going back to being one of Jehovah's Witnesses. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try to keep talking to him and be very careful, because I don't want to come off harsh, and that's not how I was raised, even with just my mom and how she raised me as a person. But I know it would come off pretty harsh if I were to email him and say, you know what? You deserve to go back to Jehovah. You're so stupid. Just go back to Jehovah. Go back to those Jehovah's Witnesses. Go back to your persecution. You deserve it. That does not, in my mind, come off as a nice thing to do as a person. That's me personally. Don't want to offend anyone out there on YouTube, but I gotta say it. That's not me. Yes, there are times where I get extremely angry and bitter about what happened to me, because it's pretty much everything you could think of in the organization I've seen and had tasted a lot of it. Some of it I haven't even felt comfortable talking about on YouTube. But that's kind of where I'm standing, and I just wanted to give an update. Please leave your comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear your opposite thoughts and your positive thoughts. Try to keep it friendly as possible, because this is a discussion, this is a conversation. This is good that we're talking, we're generating buzz, we're generating media, we're talking about it, and who knows, you never know. We're on YouTube, you never know who's going to see these videos. So Russia, government, hi. Please be friendly to this extremist group. Just know that these people are brainwashed, they mean well. If you really want to target and stop the problem, it's the leaders, the top 10 to 15%. I've been saying this since my early videos. They're the ones who really, really know what's up. And if you want research, definitely check out Raymond Franz's books, Crisis of Conscience and Search of Christian Freedom. Those are two books that opened my eyes. He was the first YouTuber, or the first person that I saw on YouTube that really, really opened my eyes when I allowed myself to start thinking, maybe I was taught wrong about this organization. I'm just going to tread carefully. And it was this loving old man that really blew my mind in his 90-minute interview, which I'll have a link in the description to that too. The original video that blew my mind and kind of debunked the religion in, especially when he talks about blood. It debunked it in 2 minutes for me, and that's when I really stepped back. I was like, I cannot go back to this organization. And that also activated me to become the activist that I'm doing right now, and the activist work, and make the friendships that I have now, and continuing to be a better person. Those are my thoughts. Please leave your thoughts down below. Please keep them friendly. If this information is helpful to you, or if you agree or you don't agree, please comment below. Leave a like. That really, really lets me know that these videos are helpful to you guys and they're helping you out. And then subscribe. That's huge. If you guys subscribe, it allows me to stay in contact with you, continue to send you uplifting and motivational videos. And then also, I answer questions. If you have a topic that you want me to ask or talk about, leave a comment below, shoot me a message, and I will try to get to it as soon as possible. I have actively answered several messages already and comments and made them into videos. So if you want your question answered, I'll try my best to tackle it. I've got some exciting stuff coming up soon. And as always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video.